We are live. Welcome back. Welcome in. Much love. We're still alive.
Yeah, we're still alive.
We are.
All right. So when was Gen Con?
Gen Con was it this last weekend, right? I could be
Was
wrong.
that last weekend or 2 weekends ago?
I want to. Well, let's see here. Gen
Because I
Con
knew one of the
was.
weekends shared something else with ExileCon. It might have been the same week as ExileCon.
I want to say it was, but I could be wrong.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
man.
August. Yeah, it was this last weekend, August 3rd to August 6th.
August 3rd to August 6th. Okay, so it overlapped with Evo.
Oh,
Mm.
that's why I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah. So it overlapped with Evo.
Sorry, guys. We also have lives outside of Magic, whether it be ExileCon or Evo.
I do not have a life outside of Magic. Dude, I cracked in like 80 hours of passive exile within 2 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys kind of. I mean, I lost myself in RuneScape, but you guys kind of lost yourselves too.
Yeah, and
I didn't even keep track of how many hours I was playing.
Chris has.
I have. Anyway, so with Gen Con coming around, Magic the Gathering and Mark Rosar and Gavin Verhey really put down a bunch of announcements for things coming up within the next year.
A little bit too much, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. A lot of the player base has been upset of how much product we're getting. And I really wanted to start off by taking a look at all the products we got. But a lot of the discourse with the product lineup started like hugging around Universes Beyond. Because with a quick look, if you take Mitchell, you can go through. If you see in the picture right now, we got Doctor Who coming out this year.
Mm-hmm.
Right after this year, we got Fallout and Assassin's Creed for 2024 for Universes Beyond. And then for 2025, we have, I believe, at least Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah, Final Fantasy.
They didn't give us a date or anything, but they did say it is coming.
Yeah. And so a lot of people, with Fallout being like the big trigger point, are like really turned off from Universes Beyond as a product. And you know what? We should have had this picture ready, but we talked about this when The Walking Dead came out.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Watching Dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew I forgot.
Like that was like the first time that like that was our first Universes Beyond, and it took place within Earth.
I mean, technically, you could say the first one was the My Little Pony one. Oh no, technically the first one was Transformers, like on their silver border.
But they're silver bordered though, so they're not as egregious as like Walking Dead, where it was legal in eternal formats like Legacy, and it just so happened that someone made a humans deck with 4 copies of Rick and Wrecked, and it was just ridiculous.
Rick is amazing though.
He is really strong. It's just hilarious. Where it's like I'm playing my high fantasy setting. Most cards are high fantasy setting, and then you have this normal human being who somehow magically motivates people to get +2/+2 and 2 keyword choices. Like
the boys are taking care of the zombies.
Yeah. So pretty much like I think it's kind of funny because it seems to me that at first it was really negative, but now I guess people are indifferent about it just because it's like other Universes Beyond have been somewhat positive. Like people really like Warhammer. They felt Dungeons and Dragons was very fitting. They felt that Lord of the Rings was fitting too.
No, okay. Warhammer for whatever reason should not have gotten the pass it did.
Nah, man, I'm a Warhammer fan.
I think Warhammer is cool as hell, but it should not have gotten the pass it did.
I don't know. You could say it's like a brand new IP world type of thing. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
So the discussion today, it's about what's it? The Universes Beyond portion, right?
Yeah, just we're just really focused on Universes Beyond and its role in the game of Magic the Gathering, because again, it's starting to get to the point where a lot of people don't like it. And before, one of the things that Wizard said was engage with the product you want to engage with, which is fine if you are a casual player who strictly wants to play Commander, who just buys. But for the competitive players, with Lord of the Rings being a straight to modern set, and Assassin's Creed's actually a straight to modern set as well.
Oh, it is? Wait, so then what's
Yes.
modern? Wait, so they're okay. So they have two modern sets being released next year?
Yes. And I believe Final Fantasy is going to be a straight to modern set.
Wait. So did you say that Fallout was also a straight to modern set as well?
No. Fallout's just Commander decks.
Fallout's just Commander. So then we have Modern Horizons and Assassin's Creed as the modern shakeup sets.
Okay. I'll take back what I said about Final Fantasy. It's not a straight to modern set, but it is supposed to be a draftable set.
Okay.
Which means it's probably going to be straight to modern.
See, I mean, I guess maybe that's where like my, my breaking point is where these sets are being applied to.
It kind of ingenious, but also kind of manipulative. Where, if they make cards powerful enough in these Universe Beyond sets, where they see play in Eternal formats like Modern or Legacy, for example, Lord of the Rings, like Orcish Bowmaster and the One Ring is seen play in modern decks. It kind of, you can't use the whole engage with the products you want to engage with argument anymore.
Yeah,
and
because
it kind of feels bad.
You have to engage with the product, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, if you are a competitive player, if you want to like compete, you're gonna have to like, get those cards if you want to stay at the same level, or you probably have to find a way to tech against them, which kind of forces your hand somewhere to like engage with it. And I don't know. It's really ingenious because not only are they going to try to get players who are fans of that franchise to come into, Magic, but also it kind of forces existing Magic players to engage with it regardless. So they're kind of double dipping.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what Wizards should release? Remember like Arabian Nights and like City in a Bottle, where it's like or is that what the card is? Like destroy all cards from a particular set. Like, I feel like a meme that they could do is that like, oh, we heard that you didn't like this set, so we have a card that destroys all cards from that particular set, but we're only releasing it in the set.
Oh man, no.
No, I don't.
No,
it's so goofy.
No, it's goofy. I know. It's like, imagine if they did that as a meme. Just like, we heard that you didn't like Doctor Who, so we had some precautions already in place. I would think that's bad, but I think it would be funny.
No, I think it would be funny, but I feel like counterintuitive, because then you're going to have really polarizing effects. Whereas you're going to have the players who are playing with the really pushed cards, and then you're going to have the players who don't like the push cards, but they're going to be sideboarding and checking the cards that like gets rid of it, and then it's like doesn't seem very fun for a competitive like standpoint.
Okay.
Just to be a Debbie Downer on it though, as a competitive player, you care? See, I'm trying to think like from like the person who grinds. My concern is power level and balance. Flavor and lore go out the window when I'm concerned about winning my next event.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like if you're more of a spike a tournament grinder, for sure. But me personally, I don't really play 60 card competitive formats anymore. Mostly just playing casual Commander with friends. But I can definitely feel for someone who is a tournament grinder, because you're going to be forced to buy these products. And on top of that, it's like we already know the power level of Modern Horizons, where it's like a lot of cards were pushed, right? And then even more so in Modern Horizons 2. And then now thinking about 2024, not only do we have a Modern Horizons 3, but like we also have Assassin's Creed. And you may be saying, oh, Assassin's Creed won't be too bad, but Lord of the Rings has shown, it did shake up the meta a little bit with the Orcish Bowmaster and the One Ring.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to have like a murder card that's like really...
They're going to have something that's like pretty strong that might bring back like existing archetypes, or they might create, or Worst case scenario is a car, some sort of mechanic or card that's so strong that it builds its own archetype, which we'll have to wait and see what happens. But it kind of sucks because like eternal formats are meant to be where it's like once you invest, you're kind of good for like until like maybe 3 years, where like one card in the standard set might be strong enough to change up the foundation. But if they keep pushing out these modern horizon style sets that are very pushed, it's forcing eternal formats to low-key become rotational formats, and that means more money for Wizards too.
True.
I do want to push back a bit because Modern Horizons 1, the only problematic card that came out that set, if I remember correctly, was Hogak. Was anything else problematic?
It's just I would say Hogak is the biggest offender, but
Yeah.
but that's the thing though, is like there's a lot of strong cards in that set. It's just that like they weren't as oppressive as Hogak, right?
Well, what people were saying, and if I remember correctly, was that Modern Horizons 1 rounded out a lot of the Tier 1, Tier 3 decks. And so that's why we didn't. I remember none of us complained when after the time after Modern Horizons 1. Modern Horizons 2 is when we really noticed the changes, because not only did
well,
not
are we talking
did
about
Modern Horizons 2 grabbed everything we liked and threw it in the trash and said only Tron is viable now.
Huh.
No, not. I would even say Tron is viable because it's like so. All right, let's turn it back. So Modern Horizons
Hold
1.
on, recent Modern Pro Tour had like several Tron decks.
Yeah, no, the Tron, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like maybe Pro Tour is a little bit different, but I felt like Tron decks are not as strong because it's like Rakdos Scam, and I feel like Rhinos are like probably the better decks. But I don't know. I guess Tron like you're talking about the most recent Pro Tour, right?
Yeah.
Was it playing the One Ring?
Yeah. Tron was playing the One Ring.
Yeah, so I'm talking about what before, because Tron was garbage without the One Ring. So, but I'm trying to like go back to a trip down memory lane here, where I was like Modern Horizons 1 actually had a lot of like banger cards like Seasoned Pyromancer, Ranger Captain of Eos, the Force Cycle, especially Force of Negation is really good. Force of Vigor is really good.
Yeah.
Giver of Runes was also playable. You had some control decks playing Archmage's Charm too. That's also solid. Yeah, like overall, I think that set was like pushed, but not overly pushed. Whereas like any one card was too overly problematic. Whereas like it's just Hogak was the only offender, essentially. I guess you could argue Ren and 6 was like a little bit too good because it kind of made one toughness creatures
killed by Dark Confidant decks.
Exactly.
I just want to point that out.
Yeah. So Ren and 6, you could argue Ren and 6 is the next like biggest and strongest card out of that set. Maybe you could also argue Arkham's Astral Blade because playing with Snowlands effectively make you play like 4 or 5 colors decks without any punishment at all, and it made Blood Moon decks like terrible. So like you had like these snow mid-range Astrolabe decks that was like way too good, and that also ended up getting the Banhammer, which is hilarious. And then now you fast forward to Modern Horizons 2, where I think the biggest offenders were definitely the Evoke Elemental Cycles because Solitude's really strong, Grief and Fury is insane, Endurance surprisingly is actually pretty good too because it's a solid body.
They're all busted. Even the blue ones finally starting to see more play.
Yeah, exactly. They're all busted. Oh, and then we can't be the biggest offender is Ragavan. Yeah, like just basically the monkey.
I'm trying to change my mind on Ragavan. It might be Fury being the biggest offender.
I think Fury took a while, but Ragavan was like the clear cut. Like, oh, definitely must play like
Ragavan was a week 1, but like Fury was like a week 3 month out card. And they're like, wait, this card's busted.
Mm-hmm.
And
exactly.
my Lingering Souls died that day. Not only did Dark Confidant die, Lingering Souls died that day too, and I was like, all right, I guess.
What a boomer. But yeah, no, so it's like that's the thing, is that like that's just with Modern Horizons 2's power level. It's like, a lot of the cards in current modern day sets, like, they play things like Murktide Regen, all the elemental cycles. Ragavan is like probably one of the most popular red cards aside from Lightning Bolt. Just kind of, yeah, it's so you can't tell me though not to be worried about like, ooh, how hard are they going to push Horizons 3 and Assassin's Creed to make us buy that product? And then is it going to make the cards from Modern Horizons 2 obsolete? I don't think so, because the elementals are just that good and Ragavan is just that good. But I could be wrong, and they could print something super busted.
Maybe,
And,
maybe I have a hot take, but I mean, I kind of don't look at Lord of the Rings as being pushed. I just kind of looked at it as like they wanted to focus on strengthening like a mechanic or mechanics, and like maybe there's like one card that was definitely pushed, like Orcish Bowmasters, but like I I feel like they just wanted to make a fun set and release it for modern. I don't.
I think you're right. I don't think that's a hot take. And it
Okay.
just happened that like the One Ring did exactly what it was supposed to do, and then it did it way too well.
mm-hmm.
Well, I
But
think that's what you get for introducing mechanics that can't be really interacted with outside of the actual game.
No, the One Ring is just a strong card in general because it just draws you so much.
Oh, sorry.
yeah,
I thought you meant the ring, like tempting the ring. Never mind. My bad.
no, ring tempting isn't broken yet. There are people doing Samwise loops.
They're trying to. They're definitely trying to figure it out, though, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, ring tempting is the first time we've seen out of game mechanics in modern, I think, other than emblems.
I'm trying to wonder, like, when's the day when they're going to bring in monarchy, because it's going to be legacy. You want to. I don't know how I
But
feel about that.
yeah, so the concern for modern and universes beyond is a big one, and I just clicked with me why Wizards wanted to do it,
What?
and it's
It
so
just click with
straightforward.
you? Yeah,
It
it is
just
straightforward.
because new players are entering the game with the point of the universes beyond is to get in franchise players who like certain franchises and fans of the franchises outside to jump into Magic. And so, Lord of the Rings, big success because people are like, I really like Lord of the Rings. People, we saw it like, and it like Rudy talks about it. The e-girls, Miranda Pokemon people, Grandma, Amaranth, XQC, Ludwig, like all these guys were like opening up Magic for the One Ring, and not even because they were looking for the One Ring, just the hype of trying to get the One Ring.
And I would even say I would add on to that like some of them just open it up because they're just fans of it and they don't really care about the magic cards, and I don't think they're looking for the ring. They're just like, I like the I like Lord of the Rings. So like there's gonna be people that is like, I like Fallout. Or I like Assassin's Creed. Oh,
So
definitely Doctor
yeah,
Who. Like I
oh god,
I can totally see like I know the type of people that are going to open up Doctor Who.
yeah. So the point of these were to get new people into the game, and it's working. Um, if you go to your LGSs, you'll find a lot of people who just started playing or like got in because they heard about it from franchise connections.
But here's the
Um,
thing, though, is that like Lord of the Rings did the craziest like thing for marketing, which is ingenious but also kind of wild, with the whole One Ring.
no, the one ring was exponentially amazing for marketing. I don't.
Yeah, it's insane. So that's why I was like, do you think that each of these universes beyond are going to have a gimmick like that, or is it just
Yes,
because
yes.
I don't know. I feel like we're going to get crazy burnout if they keep doing crazy gimmicks like that. I can
That's
understand serialized
that's
cards.
what's gonna happen.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Like,
I don't
yes,
know.
you're gonna do a one-on-one for everything, and yes, we're gonna get burnt out. But just to finish up my point, the reason, okay, modern is the only quote-unquote eternal format that they have started now printing products for directly, and all these new players who don't want their cards to lose value now have a place to attempt to play modern.
That's true, especially because it's like if that set's set. So, for example, Lord of the Rings is your gateway set. You're probably going to buy a lot of singles or a lot of loose packs. You might have a couple of valuable cards, and then if they're pushed enough, you can play like brand new archetypes, or it might just make you like be like, oh, I have like about the third of cards necessary for this Tron deck. Let me just pick up Tron, or whatever other archetype decks you want to play.
Yeah. And so now my Aragorn doesn't lose value as I try to play him in modern,
And you know
or
what's
as I actually can play him in a 60 card format because I don't want to play commander.
and you know what's wild is that where the heck are they gonna bring in these when are they gonna reprint these cards for specific sets? Unless they put a different
Universes within.
universes with no I get that, but who's gonna replace Aragon? Like are they
Well,
gonna
they're
are they
going. They
gonna
definitely.
Darius Kildorn, the 15th.
oh my god.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing though: is they made a lot of brand new characters that we've never heard of for universes within printings. So if you look at Street Fighter, it's a lot of them are you can see what plane they're from, but you never heard of them before. And they've been doing that for the Stranger Things stuff as well. And then I don't know what other universes beyond copies have they done.
Well,
But I
Walking
know
Dead's
Street.
incoming, but it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, Walking Dead's incoming about time, but who knows? Maybe they're trying to figure out
So
what kind of characters.
are they going to do that for all the legendary creatures that they introduced
No,
in
I
Lord of
think
the
they'll
Rings?
probably do
personally
it
think
slowly.
they'll probably do it either slowly or just the ones that people care about. Because if they've been reprinting a lot. If you notice, on the thing, it seems like we're also getting a remaster set every year. That's another reprint set,
No,
and
but
then that's
if it's the first
yeah.
if it's the first iteration of that card, I don't see for the legendary creatures for Lord of the Rings, they don't have a a name underneath the the card.
No. It's the
No,
other
no,
way
no.
around. Other way
Universe.
around.
Okay, you're thinking about Godzilla cards. Those are totally different.
No,
That's
no,
like a
no.
skin over card.
No, I'm saying because yeah, they have spin over cards it's not Exotic Orchard. They have a different name for it.
These
What
are
I'm
not
trying to
skin over cards. They
no
are functional reprints of these cards that are created with the Magic Universe in mind.
no I get
What
that.
Mhm.
happens? Yeah,
What
and then what happens is that though they have different names, they are the same card, and you can only have 4 of,
no
which
I
is
Yeah.
get I get that.
oh,
What I'm trying to say is that how they're not gonna reprint legendary. They're not gonna reprint a Frodo in a future set. Frodo is in that set. How are they gonna reprint a card unless they put Frodo underneath a new card to indicate that this is
they've done that already. That's what we're talking
No,
about.
no I
yeah, they
know
already done that.
in
So
Lord of the Rings cards
Not
in
Lord of the
modern.
Rings, but they've
mm,
done that
mm,
with Street Fighter
they've
No, I
done it
know.
and
with
the other
Street Fighter
universe.
and Stranger Things, and then
Yeah.
so here's the thing: is that they don't need to put the name on it at all. They really don't, because what's going to happen is that while they have the licensing for Lord of the Rings, they're going to keep printing it until the license is gone, and then they can't print any more of that product, right? And then later down the line, they're probably going to see if any of these cards that are making huge hits. Oh, you know how to put in more reprint value and equity is that in set boosters, because this is where you get them, is that in set booster slots, instead of getting a list card, you could get a in universe a printing of a universe beyond card. And that's how Street Fighter cards are introduced in universe, Stranger Things in universe, and now we're also going to get Walking Dead soon.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I'm just trying to figure out how they're gonna.
Yes, it's in set boosters in the list section, so it's not
Yeah.
going to be it's not going to be draftable or anything like that. And that's how they get more people to buy set packs and stuff like that.
And some people like the card, they just don't like that it's Universes Beyond. And so they want a Universes Within version.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
And
that
it's
would,
actually pretty genius, because more reprint equity. They're going to be like, oh hey, you said you wanted this, buy this product. It's got what you've been wanting.
Yeah,
So
but
yeah.
a lot of people don't like that they're going to have to sit down and have to deal with timey-wimey as a game mechanic.
Yeah, I think it's also kind of funny too, because it's even the Stranger Things, they have Friends Forever as a mechanic, because it's not quite partner and it's supposed to be unique. So it's weird seeing these
Yeah.
Innistrad style characters be Friends Forever. I'm like, how are they related lore wise? But hey,
oh, they just.
it's
I'm looking at the card. Yeah, they just don't even include the name. They just
No.
yeah,
place it.
they don't need
Yeah.
to. They don't need to. It's like so yeah. It's not like a skin card, a skin over. It's a very different.
Mitchell, if you want to, you can pull it up for people who are watching to actually see what we're talking about. So like Ryu from
I'll just type Ryu.
yeah, so like Ryu, then he has like there you go.
Yeah, so
Same
yeah,
card.
so I see. All right.
Yeah, everything's the same. Now I'm wondering though, because this is getting a little weird.
Right.
What happens when they finally do the Warhammer ones? Those have unique creature types.
Yeah, that's like Warhammer is interesting, and I don't know if they can do that. But here's the thing: is like Warhammer, it's like I don't think it's as egregious as these modern legal ones because it's only Commander, so there's probably not a priority list just yet. But we'll see. Because I'm here like, what card would you want to see reprinted from the Warhammer sets that's like actually necessary at the moment?
I think Warhammer right now is on like the eternal reprint cycle where they'll keep reprinting it until we finally don't want it anymore.
Is it? Oh, that's actually kind of nice then. So I don't think we'll see that problem.
And if you guys didn't know, Lord of the Rings is on that same schedule now. They'll keep reprinting it until we decide not to buy any more of it. Same thing with Modern Horizons too.
I didn't even know. Like Chris was saying it the other day, it's still in print. I didn't even know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just, and that's why, like, you know, if you notice, like the fetch lands are so cheap, is because people are constantly trying to, you know, buy more to get more fetch lands and other staples. Especially, you know, people want their Ragavons, right?
I thought, well, yeah, I thought it was the Munchie, but then Chris also reminded me, why get the Munchie there when you can get the foil Munchie in like what's the March of the Machines?
Yeah, that's true. Well, that's the thing too. But then that's the thing is like, you know, Rockmon is not the only thing holding up Modern Horizons 2 because it's like you have Murktide Regent, you have like a lot of good, like the invocation cycle of elementals is really good. You know, people who haven't picked up the Imperial Recruiters for Commander is still there. You know, there's a lot of sweet cards that are like, they may not be like crazy money, like, you know, money cards, but it's still like a demand for them.
All right. So to get back on track a little bit, because the Universe Beyond is heavily tied to Modern, but let's get focused back on the Universes Beyond. So I don't know how you guys are feeling about it. I personally don't care that they're here. I don't mind them being here, and I think that we should have one.
Me personally, I would say that at first I was kind of iffy about it. You know, like I would like them to be somewhat fitting in the setting. Like Walking Dead doesn't feel right, but things are a high fantasy, like Dungeons and Dragons, Lord of Rings. You know, they feel pretty fitting. And then Warhammer, I know you guys say it doesn't fit, but I just love Warhammer so much, and it's like
It's
so
just Chris
cool.
who says it doesn't fit.
I think it fits.
I'm like, no.
It's interesting enough that I think it's got like these elements that could fit, but overall though, it's like I think it's fine if it gets new players to join the game. That's great, but I'm kind of on the thing where it's like I don't want too much of it. I think like one every year is already too much already. It seems to me like
I think one every year is about right.
Oh no! That's what I'm saying. It's like I think one every year is probably like the most I want. I wouldn't want too much of it because it's like I really personally like a lot of the in universes like new worlds or like, you know, new planes that they're making and stuff like that, and I like to see them get creative. Like, you know, back to that like the images where it's like Bloomborough looks sweet as heck, and then Dustmorn looks sweet as well. Like, you know, Thunder Junction, that sounds cool. Like I would like to see a Western tank. Like those are really cool, and I like to see more of those. And I just personally feel that having more universes beyond stuff, although I guess it is beneficial because statistics shows that more players are getting into the game and stuff like that. That's great, but I feel like it takes away from the other cool things that they could be doing, or you know, product overload where we don't even get a chance to even enjoy a set. You know, like the next month we have to like worry about another set coming. So
Drain.
No,
Next
no, I'm
month
talking.
is already Eldraine within like
Yeah,
4 weeks.
yeah, exactly. So it's just it just seems like Universe Beyond. I think they're fine, just not to overdo it, and then like and then like them overdoing it feels like it's adding to the product fatigue that we're getting, and I'm just worried if anything because it's like I'd like them to focus more on like their own in-universe like planes and worlds that they're doing because I think those are always the coolest.
And they're gonna
But
slowly lose their own identity.
yeah, because like I really hope that they don't use Universe Beyond as a crutch to get more players in. Because like yes, it's true that like Assassin's Creed probably does have a really really big following. Fallout probably does too, and definitely Final Fantasy is like a beloved franchise that's going to have a lot of people.
I
But
think of all the Universes Beyond coming up, it's probably Final Fantasy as the strongest IP to me.
it
I
is.
agree.
It most
At this
definitely
point.
is. But that's the thing though, is that like having these things like Fallout, like I'm not I played a couple of the Fallout games like a long time ago and I think it's cool and all, but I don't know, it just doesn't seem fitting to me because I feel like is that Magic player really gonna like or is that Fallout player really going to step into the game and like, buy Magic cards? It could,
Yeah.
but at the same time it's kind of like, seeing like hilarious like, advertisement placement, right? Where the hot pockets thing. Just because you see magic, just because like you're a Magic player, and then you see the Magic logo and like the planeswalkers on like the hot pockets, are you gonna buy the hot pocket? Probably
Yeah.
not. I don't know.
I'm gonna buy the hot pocket just because I wanted a hot pocket.
Yeah. If you wanted a hot pocket, that's fine. Exactly, you want the hot pocket, but like I don't know how many Magic players are going to, or like people who like Magic are going to buy hot pockets
Are
because
they trying to say something? Are they trying to say that
I love
I'm just saying that like
bro.
if you
When we go to
plaster
Vegas, bring hot pockets. That's it.
if you plaster like a image of a product onto another product, I don't necessarily think that people are going to buy the product because of the image. People are going to buy the product because that product is what they're looking for. So like so you see Doritos chips. Like I personally don't eat Doritos, but if I see like
Jace
for example,
on Cool Ranch.
Jay from Cool Ranch, yeah, right. Like, am I going to be like more inclined to buy it? Probably not.
Oh,
I
dude,
think like
we
Wait,
should.
I'm such
we
a
should-
chill. I would.
Yo,
we should do a video.
Doritos, Chandra Doritos, spicy nacho.
I think
Universe Beyond Frito Lay's.
guys,
Yeah,
we should totally do a video where we Photoshop like planeswalkers on like product and like we vote on them and like, all right, do we think this matches? Do we think?
like would you buy this? I'm like, not really. I don't really eat those chips or whatever. But like that's what I'm saying. Is like I don't know if like the average person will do that. Maybe they do. I could be totally wrong.
Yeah, because if you're open to, well, it's for people who already gonna buy the product, and then you see that little extra, and you go, "I'm gonna buy it for the memes."
Yes.
I guess so.
And then like it's the same flip around. I don't really play Magic, but I'm gonna buy for the Doctor Who.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I guess so. I don't know. That's why I have no idea how many Doctor Who fans are actually going to join in for Magic. I know that Lord of the Rings fans did have quite a few, but I feel like it's because Lord of the Rings was it's such a big franchise, and the whole One Ring gimmick. Like people were opening packs just because it's like the lottery, right? In hopes that they get it.
I wouldn't be surprised if Magic the Gathering had a huge Doctor Who base. I am not part of that base.
Same.
The only thing I know about that show is the fans are kind of annoying.
Oh. Cool.
Oh.
Bye, fans.
Yeah.
Bro, we got like
no, but
sorry,
I don't.
No.
I'm like, who watches Doctor Who? Like, seriously. And it's like, when I hear about it, it's from the same type of person.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, but so. Here's the other thing they're doing with Universes Beyond is that they're actually doing. I think they're doing one draft set and one commander deck set.
See, and that's
Actually, no. All of the Universes Beyond will have commander decks, but some of them are just commander decks.
That's the thing. Is like I really want them to do one or the other, not both. But
I mean,
of course,
of course, Ring.
Yeah, but to maximize sales, of course they're going to do it like Lord of the Rings style, right? Because Lord of the Rings is a huge success. So, but that's just the thing, though. It's like even more products. We're just like, and then I don't know if this was a good idea to show us all that's coming because
No, it
Yeah,
was. It was.
maybe it was, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's a little overwhelming, but at the same time, it's like I'll get over it. Not that big of a deal. But I can only imagine like some players be like, "Oh, I gotta stress out about saving money to get enough, like have enough
I
to buy
So
this, to buy
I think
that."
it's only overwhelming because it's like so they're like moving they're stepping away from the two set blocks. Like usually we kind of focus in on like a plane for like two sets. This is like they're like wisping
what
us
year
to
are you
like
living in?
nine.
Hold on. What year are you living in?
I'm living like back then, man. I'm a boomer, I guess.
Like they haven't done that in like a couple of years now.
No,
What 2016 ish? No, I was even
no.
No,
Well,
like
I mean, what I mean is that
2019.
all right. Let me
2019.
rephrase that in this like the story wise, like they're wisting our like the story wise. There is no like continuous story. It's just hey, look, we're in this plane. What's the wacky adventure right now? Like that's what it's looking like with the product line. Like there's no like if we go like from here, Wilds will drain the Italon. Like they're not gonna.
I think
I don't think they're gonna connect the story, and then murders of Karlov, and then like I don't see a connecting story that they have to like tie in any of these universes, and I don't think we're used to that right now.
Well,
actually I think it's okay from a narrative perspective if you just had a big moment in the story, even regardless of how poorly written it was.
you gotta take a
The
break and
actual
do.
plot point was a very big deal,
No,
and
yeah,
so
I'm not
to
saying there's
reset the
anything wrong
plot
with that.
point, I think right now is a good reset. Just sporadic stories that will loosely get connected as time goes on. Because what we're doing is what I think the narrative team was talking about was that they were gonna take a look at each of the planes in the Fallout of Fallout
Yeah, I was about
of
to
the
say the Fallout universe.
The
of
fallout,
the
the whole
Prycean division,
phyrexian. Yeah.
and so and I think one of the cool things they're doing is that they're using the sets as a backdrop or the planes as a backdrop rather than or like reminding people of the mechanics that came with the set. So like the Murders of Karlov Manor coming out next year, that's set on Ravnica. It's not
Hmm.
I don't think they said it was an intentionally multicolor set.
Oh,
That'd be kind of
different.
cool.
I mean, if that's the case, it's going to be
The
a like a
out here like
twist.
thinking about the Ravnica thing. I was like, watch, we're gonna have clues and we're gonna have haunt.
I want the Nephilim, please, but I don't think this is gonna
I
happen
don't.
because it's
No, I
murder.
don't think
Yeah.
so. Because yeah, it's a murder mystery type of thing.
So clue tokens.
Yep,
Oh
clue
yeah.
tokens. Yep,
Tireless
clue
tracker
tokens.
back in standard. I'm ready.
Ooh. But what I was trying to say was that like I'm not saying that it's a bad thing that where they're going. It's just when we look at it visually, like it seems overwhelming because there's nine different like products where it's like like what it used to be where it's just like oh well like we focus like maybe one on this set and then I don't know maybe I
Yeah,
should just move
It
on
was
from my
you're such
argument.
a boomer. You're more of a boomer than I am right now because
Yeah, probably.
I'm sitting there remembering like when we did two set blocks and I thought that was okay.
No, because the recent one was March of the Machines, and then All Will Be One. That literally took place in like two different in the same universe.
All of Magic takes place in the same universe. What are you
No,
going on about?
no, I meant sorry, the same plane. Like we
They
didn't
did not.
technically not. Technically
No.
not, because like
technically
they're
not.
like everywhere.
Like
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Like same storyline, yes,
March of
but
the
you could.
Machine might have been the first time they didn't have a plane specific storyline. I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong. But I think March of the Machine is the first time the plane wasn't the set. And that opens up the doorways for Magic to do other things now.
Anyway,
Yeah, that sounds about right. No, but like overall though, I was like, I think I want to temper my expectations and see how it goes. And overall, I'm just going to wait to see how big of a deal it is when it comes to affecting like eternal formats. But for me, it's like I'm going to sympathize with like my fellow Magic players who do play competitive, but I probably will never know what it's truly like because I'm not in their shoes, feeling forced to buy things. And
I,
I'm still going to try my best to only engage with the products I want to engage with, so that I don't get burned out.
Bro, you're gonna sit there at the table playing Commander, and it's like, you guys want to see my Brotherhood of Steel deck? What about my Caesar's Legion deck? And it's like, hold up, what?
Oh man, just give me a Path of Exile crossover. Raid class.
See,
Me...
I think I'm fine for
Probably
whatever.
beat Diablo before.
Or Diablo 4. Oh.
I think I'm fine for if a universe fits into the world, but if it doesn't fit in the world, then I don't think it should. I don't think it should be like looked or sought after. I think Wizards of the Coast should be focusing on like stuff that would fit in like the Magic.
So you're
world.
you're more for flavor.
I am
Flavor
a
first.
I am a flavor. Yeah, I definitely strive for that flavor.
I like that. Here's the problem. I, as a non-Magic the Gathering fan, do not give a fuck about Magic the Gathering.
Oh yes, because they're gonna want like, oh, is my card valuable? Oh, is my card powerful? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, is my card valuable? Oh, I don't care about Jace the Mind Sculptor. I want to know about the 10th Doctor.
I get it, but see now
That's the problem.
Yeah.
The problem is, franchise Magic players are like, yo, where am I at? They're like, you don't matter.
Exactly. So
You gotta keep buying no matter what.
let that happen, and then see where the game goes, and see the player base that they attract, and that they're not going to be able to hold on to that player base. So, I that's what I'm fine for them doing it, but I think that they have to be careful on like the application of it, because like they're gonna get like a franchise, and then whatever that might be the breaking temp, like the straw that like makes people just start leaving, which people already are leaving playing other games.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other reasons.
So so it's just like that one reason where it's just like it tips them off the scales, like, oh my gosh, not saying Final Fantasy, but it's just like, oh, Final Fantasy, just the game isn't my game anymore. Like, so then they just leave, and then Wizards of the Coast brings in
anime girls in my Magic the Gathering.
So then, oh yeah, so then we all know how Force of Will is right now. So
Really?
no,
I don't know.
I'm just saying all like anime games or like the card games where it's just like, if it's just like that collectability factor, it's just like you get the collectible factor of it, but then you lose the player base that will play the actual game, and then what's left is just the people that crack packs and then just get cards and then resell them, but there's nothing going on, kind of like baseball cards. And like that's kind of like the Pokemon market right now, where it's just like they're cracking the packs to search for the Charizard, but like, are you really going to hold your player base? I don't think so. That's just me looking in the interest of the game. I understand the monetary aspect of it, to try to get people to purchase the product, but long term, I don't think it's a viable solution that they should be going down.
I'm gonna have to agree with Victor though. I think they should be doing it once a year. And I would rather them do it like full set, draft, and commander decks. That way there's something for everyone who wants to play Magic. I think
I'm fine with that.
Twice a year, it's annoying.
It adds to the problems that already exist, which is product overload, and wallet fatigue.
Yeah, it's like you could totally milk that. Like, have people anticipate, like, you don't even need to announce Assassin's Creed or Final Fantasy. You can just like announce Fallout, and then like gauge the response, and then
okay. The reason why that's happened is, here's what I'm seeing, and here's what I'm seeing a lot from people. A lot of people are going, you know what? I'm gonna take a break until the set comes out.
Oh no!
And I think that's much better for player retention.
Is it?
Yeah, because I like to bring up Path of Exile because if you ever listen to interviews with the head director of Path of Exile, he intentionally wants people to he knows people are going to take a break, and he wants them to so they don't burn out from his game. And so a lot of people I'm seeing, or like a couple people, like the Magic historian brought it up. He was like, "Oh, I'm excited for like the return to Tarkir." Some people are like, you know what? I'm gonna wait till Tarkir comes back. So that's why I think this huge announcement. Normally, you're right, but this huge announcement helped let people decide when to take their own breaks and then come back.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like when they do come back, I mean, I already feel like I'm lost. Like 2 or 3 sets have passed since I've like engaged with the product, and I already feel like I'm lost with like Orcish Bowmaster
What
and
a
like
fake content creator! I'm over here like writing all these articles and stuff. Link below, by the way. And I'm over here like looking at all these set all day, and I'm like, ugh, ugh.
no, it's just the negativity, man. I just looked at it and it's like, oh, I don't like. So I just kind of I took a step away. Yeah, I took a break. I took a break from looking at it because it's just again like too daunting. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
But I think if they tone down the universes beyond, it'd be fine. And Wizards has a very bad habit of not toning it down. And if they keep going on with the, if they keep just pushing out universes beyond, that's gonna implode to, I think that will implode Magic, and the game's gonna go down and then come back up.
yeah. Agreed. Because then it flushes out the system, and then slowly brings back players that actually play the game or invested in
Or evolves for the new player base.
yeah.
Um, I think we're good with this conversation.
Yeah, I mean, we
Are
just
we?
Yeah,
we
I kind of feel like we're being a dead horse because
Yeah.
it's like it's cool, it has its benefits, but knowing Wizards, they're just gonna milk the living heck out of it, and then players are either going to engage with it or they're going to get burned out from it.
Yeah,
And
Victor said it perfectly. Like back, like the third time engaging the product that they want to engage with. Like this is just the perfect example of like people. I don't want to engage with Doctor Who. I don't want to engage with Fallout or Assassin's Creed. Just I can totally see people just saying that, and
It's like, yeah, don't feel pressured, because it's like the Wizards are going to do terrible tactics regardless of FOMO and stuff like that, and they're going to make you want to buy it, and they're going to advertise it heavily, put super hype, but take control of your life and just don't. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. You're not alone.
Yeah. All right, this wraps up this conversation. Mitchell, I'll leave it up to you, but do you want to do like a current news section? Because I know some of us got other obligations to hit up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm fine with that. If you take the lead on it, because
Yeah, so you might enjoy this, because now we get to talk trash about Magic and talk about random topics.
wait.
All right, so
Yeah,
you guys
can,
cool with me heading out then?
Yeah, you can head out.
Yeah,
Victor.
we're good. So Victor's gonna head out now.
Yep. If you guys want to find me, just look up Massive Banana or whatever, and wish you guys the best. Don't feel those who are listening, just don't feel pressured. Take care of yourself first.
Love yourself. Love yourself,
love yourself.
now.
Peace out.
All right, later.
Later.
All right, so this, what was I say? This past Sunday, Commander Masters just released. I head over to my local game store, and I told you this. We were there yesterday to play Commander, but I was
Yeah.
there Sunday. I wanted to play Commander Masters Draft.